And Effie, the winner is?
And the winner is Sonia Datto. No, Cameron Datto. Big round of applause.
Cameron cannot be here this evening. He's overseas.
Second one, thank you very much.
The second one for us here on the desk, and of course that will go to the care of Cameron with our congratulations. And please thank, ladies and gentlemen, Effie.
Thank you.
Okay. Now to the most popular telemovie or miniseries, and we welcome to the stage a fine young Australian actor. Please welcome Bruce Samazan. Well, you're through the werewolf stage, are you?
Yeah. I don't have any necessity to shave anymore. You know, the hair growth is gone, and so is something else.
Yes.
But anyway, you know.
I know the feeling about the hair growth. You're not telling me anything at all. We get to the most popular telemovie or miniseries for you, Bruce, and the nominations are Heroes 2, The 7 Network.
Tonight, we're going to do it again. Bigger, better. But we have to wait for a wind shift. We can't just tack across, not in a brontosaurus this size. So we'll just wait here, where it's safe. I know these waters, there'll be a change in the wind by nightfall. And we'll be ready.
The Leaving of Liverpool, ABC TV. The Other Side of Paradise, Network 10. Bastard! Tracks of Glory, The 7 Network.
Sure is a strange country. Y'all got laws against colored folks coming here, but you drink out of the same bottle as me.
Well, I don't make the laws, but I can choose who I drink with.
Bruce.
Yeah, here we go. And the winner is Tracks of Glory.
Accepting the award, Paul Barron and Damien Parra.
We hadn't actually expected to win, so we haven't made a lot of notes. So very quickly, I'd like to thank Marcus Cole, the director, Damien Parra, my co-producer, Tony Morfitt, the writer who was with this project from day 3, the Australian Film Finance Corporation who made it possible, Des Monahan and the 7 Network who supported it, and my wife who was with it from day 1. Thank you. I'd like to thank the very talented people, the men and women who made this program, and thank you, Australia, for watching this, and I hope miniseries survive. Thank you.
It's not yours. No, keep on here. Nice try. Yeah, that's one for home. Just change that little inscription then. We've killed them again. Please thank Bruce Samazan, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Okay, we take a break on the Logies for 1993 from the Grand Hyatt Hotel.
Don't go away, folks. Right after the break, it's the Sports Coverage Award with Dawn Fraser and Andrew Gaze.
Welcome back. We come now to the most popular sports coverage, another very difficult area of judgment, I'm sure, over the last 12 months because of the number of great international and national sporting events. And we welcome to the stage somebody who's not just national, but certainly internationally acclaimed, Australia's own Andrew Gaze. Andrew?
Thanks very much.
A big brawl with the home team just recently?
Yeah, slight altercation, but these sort of things happen when you're involved in pretty high intense competition.
And what are the expectations for the new season?
We're looking very, very good. Hopefully we in the chance to pick up a big fella who plays the Australian team, Mark Bradkey. You know, if that goes through, I think we'd start the season red-hot favourites.
Well, good luck for that. Of course, Andrew, now, because right throughout Australia and indeed internationally, sport is such a big thing on television, I introduce now to the stage somebody who was a champion long before this major coverage was given around the world, and yet she still became one of the best names and one of the greatest names in international sport. It's my pleasure to introduce to the stage Dawn Fraser. Well, there you are. There's a real living Aussie champ. When you go back to those early years, Dawn, and make comparisons with then and now, do you ever regret that perhaps you were born just a little too early?
Just a fraction, just a fraction. But what I see today, my times wouldn't compare with a 10-year-old, which is a little bit frightening.
But it's all relative, though, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
No, it's really great fun. I mean, I've just come back into coaching. I go out to Barellan every year, and I'm just in the first 5 years, I have now 11 children from the country competing in championships on Sunday. That's why I was late getting here tonight. I've just arrived. But,
well, it's great to have you here, Dawn. And of course, Andrew goes without saying. It's delightful to have you here too. To our most popular sports coverage, and the nominees are the AFL Grand Final, the 7 Network.
The Eagles are going to win their first one.
The Barcelona Olympics, the 7 Network.
Number 1. There was a lot of pressure on him, and this is the response of a champion. Let's count him in. Gold and silver.
The Australian Open Tennis, the 7 Network. He's done it.
6-3, 3-6, 60-ball, 62.
And World Cup Cricket, the 9 Network.
Pakistan win the World Cup. A magnificent performance in front of 87,000 people. Imran Khan has led his side to victory. What a great victory.
Okay, Dawn, the winner.
Ladies and gentlemen, the most popular sports coverage award goes to... The winner is the 1992 Barcelona Olympic Games.
Accepting the award for Channel 7's Olympic coverage are Bruce McAvaney and Gary Fenton.
And Director of Sport for the 7 Network, Gary Fenton, except this Logie.
Thank you very much, Dawn. Thank you very much, Andrew. Thank you very much, TV Week. We're delighted to accept this Logie on behalf of the 155 men and women from the 7 network stations and affiliates right around Australia. In particular, I'd like to acknowledge Gordon Bennett, the executive producer, and his production team, Colin Wright, our chief engineer, Trevor Bird, Darby, and Steve Mitchell and the technical crew, to Marie, Davina and Sally, who put up with Gordon and myself for 3 or 4 years, and finally to Bob Campbell, the managing director of the 7 Network, who held his nerve through 3.5 years of receivership and recession. Thanks, Bob.
Gary, thank you. Just on behalf of the commentators and broadcasters and reporters, it's the highest honour that we can be given in television. It's the biggest event in television. It's the biggest sporting event. I thank the people at the 7 Network for selecting us. We thank the Australian athletes for doing so wonderfully well and helping us in our coverage. We thank you for voting for us. And just finally, to go to the Olympic Games, as Dawn and Andrew knows, is a great experience. to actually watch it is almost as great, and I hope that the International Olympic Committee, in its wisdom, selects Sydney in September so we can all go in the year 2000. Thank you.
Congratulations to the Seven Network, and also thanks to Dawn Fraser and Andrew Gaines. Well done by the Seven Network. It was a huge investment. Also, I should point out to you that the gentleman who produced that magnificent opening and closing ceremonies for the Olympic Games in Barcelona is indeed producing for us tonight. So he's no stranger to marathons. I speak, of course, of Rick Birch. So congratulations to Rick on a magnificent effort at Barcelona. Okay, now to the most outstanding single documentary or series, and we welcome to the stage another Gold Logie nominee for tonight. Please welcome Ray Martin.
Do you know any 10-year-olds who can swim as fast as Dawn Fraser did?
No, I wouldn't.
She's being very modest as always, isn't she?
Well, she's a great champion. I think that's part of being a champion. That's that inbred modesty which she has. Yeah. Well, how's your year been? Fantastic.
Great year. Short, isn't it?
You'd have to be seen actually now. I mean, certainly with the Nine Network, with the number of specials which have done so well at night. I mean, they've rated right through the roof, haven't they?
Have indeed.
You enjoy doing those?
They're great fun. We've talked about it for a long time, of course, and we got them up this year, half a dozen. Peter Wynn, who's our executive producer over there, so they have worked.
Is Peter Wynn here this evening?
He is indeed.
Isn't that lovely? I thought he was dead. Good day, Peter. Great to have you here. Indeed, another former producer of the Logies too. He does them for Daryl. Okay, we get to the most outstanding single documentary or series, and here are the nominations. Kangaroo, Faces in the Mob, ABC TV.
These are eastern grey kangaroos. This one's a female. But to us, she's not just any kangaroo. Her name is Columbine. She belongs to a mob of 60 wild kangaroos that we live with to make this film. During our 2 years among them, we learned to recognize all the kangaroos by face. We began to see how each one went about life in their own way. We learned that behind every face, there's a personality.
Coppet Suite, ABC TV.
4 people have been starved over an early morning rampage of stone and windows broken at Redford Railway Station during a rampage.
The laws are there, they're made by Parliament. They're only basically enforced by us.
Okay, Ray? The winner.
How good were they? Terrific.
Magnificent documentary.
Okay, the winner is... The winners are Faces in the Mob and Coppet Suite, both ABC TV.
Accepting for Kangaroos, Faces in the Mob, is Dr. Jan Oldenhoven and Glenn Carruthers. And accepting for Coppet Suite, our producer Jenny Brock and cameraman Paul Costello.
Can I just make that... I've got to read what's here. The judging panel decided... Congratulations. Decided that both documentaries were of such outstanding quality that both deserved equal recognition for the first time in 35 years of Logies that they had joined.
I think it's only fair now that I cross to Ray Martin, who can tell us who is who.
The Kangaroo documentary is on this side and Coppet Suite is on this
but
side.
names we won't. Right?
You're the compere.
I'm Glenn and I'm from Kangaroos. It's a bit different here than being out in the bush. Look, this is really fantastic. I mean, it was a lovely film to make, and they're really good animals. I'd just like to thank all the other people that worked on the film. They really did put a lot of heart and soul in it.
And I'd like to thank our families for years of support, and also a special thank you to the Kangaroos, of course. They are a national treasure, and they deserve our compassion. Thank you.
I'd like to thank the Redfern Police, actually. And I'd like to thank them for their openness. They were punished for it. There should be a lot more of it, particularly amongst institutions in our country, because I think we'd learn a lot more about the way they work. So thank you to them. Thank you to the people of Redfern, to my cameraman Paul Costello, who's sitting in the audience down there and whose work has been superb, and who's been behind many successful documentaries and many other awards. Thank you to my editor John Pleffer, to the ABC for still taking risks. I'd like to dedicate this award to the police, people in the police service who I now count as friends, and there are a few of them. They're people who ring me when they want to talk about change. This is for you. Thank you very much.
And ladies and gentlemen, would you please thank Ray Martin. Just before we go to our next commercial break, can I just mention, and I hope you consider this to be an appropriate time to say these few words. Unfortunately, nowadays, it would seem that in some parts of the media, when great performers pass on, there's little or no space given to their passing, and I'm sure I speak on your behalf in saying we regret that. In the last 12 months, we've lost many fine performers. Just 3 I want to mention, if I may, because they were close to me and to many of the people in this room this evening. A wonderful radio comedian who made a terrific transition into television in Willie Fennell. We lost this year. To all the family, to John and Jane, particularly, our love. Another wonderful man, Frank Rich, who was in his life, he came across many difficulties, all of which he overcame. He was a prisoner of war in Changi for 4 years, overcame many other hardships too. He died just a matter of weeks ago. He, of course, was so well known in the Melbourne Tonight, the Graham Kennedy series, and to his wife Dale, our deepest love and sympathy. And also, just in the last couple of days, somebody who brought a new dimension to Australian television, with no pun intended, Kevin Arnett. He died on Tuesday of this week. And on behalf of everybody concerned with his work, Peter Feynman, who's not here this evening, Don Lane, who is, on their behalf, and everybody who worked with and loved Kevin Arnett, our deepest sympathy to his family, especially his mother in Tasmania. We're back with you after this break.
Hi, Australia. Coming up next is the TV Week Logie Award for Outstanding Achievement in Public Affairs Programming.
Welcome back. The TV Week Logies for 1993. And next section, most popular lifestyle information program. And to the stage, we welcome back to Australia a very popular young American actor who's here to make a brand new series. Please welcome to the stage, Matt Lattanzi. You're no stranger to Australia. As a matter of fact, you like the place so much you actually married an Australian, right?
I did.
The first thing we've got to ask, how is Olivia?
Oh, she's great. Well, it's not good, Bert. I mean, I've been working very hard with the Channel 9. We've been doing a soapy called Paradise Beach. And so I decided to have a night out, and I went to a function called the Indie Undie Ball. It's not a good idea. I had to give out the award for the best undressed, and so of course I go up. A function much like this one tonight, and I gave the award, and the photographs were snapped, and then I woke up the next morning, and my publicist called, and they said, "Matt, what have you done?" And I said, "What?" And I said, "You're going to have to, well, you know what happened." Then I had to make that phone call. I said, "Olivia, you know the rest." It didn't go over very well, and like this story, you know. And
so this actually happened?
So she's fine. Yes, this actually happened, and she's fine, but I'm not.
Well, give her our love. She arrives here very soon, doesn't she?
No, and she's been given a clean bill of health, all seriousness.
Which is just wonderful.
What did you expect? good Australian stock.
Well, there you go. OK, Matt, to the most popular lifestyle information program, and the nominees are Beyond 2000, the 7 Network.
A sophisticated software program decomposes or breaks down the cascade of electric signals that direct traffic down here at the muscle zone.
Burke's Backyard, the 9 Network.
The Jacobin pigeon, and the leading breeder of these birds is Darcy Cook. Believe it or not, by the way, there is a head in there somewhere.
Getaway, the 9 Network.
We're literally smack bang in the middle of Australia.
Healthy, Wealthy and Wise, a Gavin Disney production for Network 10. OK, and Matt, the winner?
The most popular lifestyle information program.
Mm-hmm. This is the one.
9 Network, Burke's Backyard.
Right.
When Johnny Farnham was singing, I don't know whether you noticed, Bert, but Glenn Wheatley was over there tearing his hair out. Did you see?
Why?
He's supporting you.
Oh, I see. Oh, right.
Fantastic. Behind Burke's Backyard is someone who does exactly that, my wife, Maria. Mm-hmm. I have a fabulous team of reporters on the program who never get to come up and get one of these, but they all know who they are. Peter Harris and John Dengate and all the rest of them. Thank you to all them. Great team of people. And Julie Burke on the switch. They never talk about people on the switch.
Right, that's right.
Thank you all very much.
Good on you, Don. Congratulations. And Matt, thanks to you. It's great to have you back here in Australia. We wish you every success with the new series.
And Livy's coming home.
Good on you. Pat Lattanzi, ladies and gentlemen. OK, to the most outstanding achievement in public affairs. And our guest now to the stage to present this particular award, well, there's no one who would be more suitable for it. A gentleman, if the Republic comes, and it looks as if it's going to in Australia, will be out of a job. Please welcome His Royal Highness. Well, firstly, thank you for coming all this way for the show this evening.
It's really my pleasure. I was, my agent only picked this gig up yesterday, actually. I was originally booked to guest host the Norman Gunston show.
Oh, right. It's a very brave decision, I mean, to come all this way and be live on the Logies.
Well, not at all. You've obviously read some dreadful things about me. It's been said in the press. Not only in the press, but they've obviously been then taken onto the screen. And in that way, I want to denounce these ghastly, scurrilous tapes. In fact, what I did say was, I wish I would come back as a Logie.
Logie?
Yeah. And that way, I could spend 6 months in Don's trousers and 6 months in yours.
Yes. I suppose it's okay with Don, it's okay with me. Your Royal Highness...
Sir.
No, call me Bert, please. Are you aware that here in Australia we have a huge unemployment problem?
Yes, but are you aware how great the unemployment problem is in our family? It's running at about 95% at the moment.
All right, so you're in Australia seeking a position?
Well, Mummy said to me only the other day, I said, when am I going to get a job? And she said, over my dead body. So I am here for a position. Maybe I could lead the Liberal Party. They have lost the unlosable, just like myself.
If you got the leadership of the Liberal Party, what would you do with it?
Well, I'd widen the GST, I think.
Yes?
It's not so much the goods and services, but it would become the GSTQ.
GSTQ?
It's God Save the Queen.
Oh, yes, yes. I want to ask you, the royal family generally, I mean, do they watch television, and how do they feel when they see revelations about your private life?
When you say private life, what do you mean?
Well, your life away from the throne, as it were.
Well, my grandmother watches Neighbours, very big fan of that.
The Queen Mother, does she?
Yes. And you see, what happens in Britain is that Neighbours comes before the news.
Yes.
And so the gin has kicked in before the news comes on.